So, I'm happy to say that my friend Bethwal is here today again. Bethwal would like to say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hello, Krishna.
Thank you. So, we're going to be talking about Krishna again today. And before we start, I'd like to say the prayers to our spiritual masters. Agena Timirandasya Gananjana Shilakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvi Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, who with the torchlight of knowledge has opened my eyes which were blinded by the darkness of ignorance. Namaste Srila Bhakti Vidai Gaur Varanyaya Shimurti Prem Bhakti Rasamre Param Jai Prabhave Namaha. Namam Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prasthaya Buddha Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Saminiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Garvani Vicharni Nebhishe Shushunyavadi Pasaja Deshtarani Namam Vishnu Paraya Radhikai Priyatmane Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayaniti Namne Shri Shri Deva Goswami Raja Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. So we're going to be reading today from the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the field of experience and the culture of wisdom. Arjuna inquired, please explain the distinction between the field of experience and the experiencer who is aware of it. In addition, help me to understand the ontology of the predominated aspect of reality in its relationship to the Supreme Predominator. Finally, let me know what is wisdom and what it is that the wise seek to understand. The Lord, who is all-knowing, then replied, my dear Kunteya, the material body is itself the field of experience, whereas the living being who owns the body and is conscious of its activities is actually quite distinct from it. I tell you with authority that the truly wise understand this distinction between the body and the conscious soul who inhabits it, and they also know that I am sitting alongside every soul, and am therefore also aware of what is being experienced in every field. I would like you now to listen carefully as I summarize the constituents of the field of experience, the nature of the transformations it undergoes, as well as its origins. Wise teachers throughout the ages have spoken very beautifully about the interrelationship between matter and spirit. The verses of the Holy Vedanta, which are presented in the most reasonable and authoritative manner, are especially illuminating in this regard. Solids, liquids, gases, fire, empty space, the veil over the ego, the power of intellection, matter in its potential state before specific manifestation, the faculties of hearing, touching, seeing, tasting, and smelling, the organ of speech, the legs with their power of locomotion, the dexterous hands, the computating mind, the organs of evacuation, the organs of reproduction, audible sounds, perceptible surfaces, visible forms, distinctive flavors, and the various odors. These 24 components are the constituent elements of the field of experience. As they undergo transformations and interact with one another, specific desires and aversions develop, pleasure and pain are experienced, a constant chain of thoughts and feelings are manifested, and various convictions and beliefs develop. The culture of wisdom necessitates a humble state of mind, freedom from hypocritical attitudes, absence of violent and aggressive feelings, patience, forgiveness, and innocence of heart. Those who hope to become wise must approach a genuine divine master, a wise professor who knows the truths of life. One should be clean and pure within and without, and fully determined to reach perfection. The impetuous senses must be kept under control, and the heart must be devoid of the tendency to exploit others. One must be able to look beyond the veil which covers the real identity of the self, and thus become free from the selfishness which causes isolation from all others. A realistic view of the miseries of perpetually being born and dying, becoming old and contracting disease should be developed. One should be detached from the things of the world and should see the whole universe as home and all living entities as dear relations. In this way, one must escape from the provincial mentality of the narrow-minded and embrace a universal view, understanding that both desirable and undesirable events occur in due course of time. One should learn to be equal to both. Those who hope to be counted amongst the wise should reside in a quiet place above the hustle and bustle of the worldly minded, and engage there uninterruptedly in pure devotional practices, culturing a feeling of love for me within their hearts. Eschewing the company of those with no interest in spiritual life, those who know clearly the value of spiritual realization should devote their time to gaining a perfect understanding of the ancient and eternal path which leads to wisdom and to the vision of absolute truth. To adopt any other course besides the one which I have just outlined will cause one to remain within the realms of darkness and ignorance. I shall speak now of the eternal spirit, for it is knowledge of the spirit which constitutes the proper subject matter for study. Those who come to know that the individual spiritual personalities are all eternal, subordinate directly to me, and transcendental to the mundane laws of cause and effect, are enabled by such understanding to drink the nectar of life everlasting. The Supreme Spiritual Person is all-pervasive, with hands extended everywhere, accepting the offerings of all and awarding all benedictions, with legs extended everywhere, walking alongside each soul, as well as inhabiting empty space, and with faces pointed in all directions, seeing everything and hearing every sound that is made within creation. Sensory perception originates with the Supreme Sentient Person, who employs no mundane senses, although perceiving everything, and who is never implicated in the affairs of the world, although being the sustainer of all that lives. This all-pervasive Supreme Person is the ultimate source of all the binding forces of material nature, and yet remains unaffected by any of them. Everyone should see the Supreme Divine Person within their own hearts, as well as in the outside world, in all that lives and moves, and in all inanimate objects. Although in one sense inconceivable and far away from everyone, the Transcendental Supreme Person is at the same time the nearest and dearest friend of all. Although the Supreme Divine Person is by nature indivisible, infinite divisions manifest inconceivably in order that each individual being may be dealt with personally. The Supreme Person alone supplies the necessities of life to all and controls both evolution and disintegration. Whatever emanates light derives its luminescence from the Supreme Divine Person, who is without any trace of darkness and who, as the perfect goal of all spiritual inquiry, remains seated within the heart of every living being. I conclude here my analysis of the field of experience and its experiencer, the culture of wisdom and its proper object. It should be noted, however, that only those devoted souls who possess pure love for me shall be able to come to a proper understanding of all this and thereby enter into intimacy with me. Material nature has no beginning in time, and neither do the living beings. All of the specific qualities manifested within the material elements, as well as all of the transformations which matter undergoes as it changes states, arise as permutations of the essential material substance, the predominated aspect of reality. Although the changes which each body and mind go through in the course of time may be directly traced to the natural forces inherent within this essential material substance, each living being is in fact personally responsible for the feelings of joy and sorrow which they experience. Every person living in the world is encased within the material substance, and by associating with its various binding forces, they enter in series into a wide variety of auspicious and inauspicious wombs and encounter a great range of painful and pleasurable circumstances. Within each body, alongside the individual soul, the Supreme Person resides, witnessing all events, giving guidance as the inner voice of conscience, and remaining always as the ultimate enjoyer and controller of everything. The Supreme Personality is transcendental to the material substance and all its permutations. All who come to understand the transcendental position of the Supreme Divine Person, their own position as an eternal spiritual person, as well as the nature of the essential material substance and its various qualities and transformations, will never be forced to take birth again within darkness. Some souls gain the vision of the Supreme Person by entering into contemplative trance and perceive the transcendental realm directly with developed spiritual vision. Others enter into a systematic analysis of all phenomena, and in this way hope to trace out the essential nature of the universe. Some souls practice a variety of spiritual processes aimed at entering into communion with the Supreme Truth, whilst there are others who hope to understand the Absolute by carrying out devotional activities within the world. Many persons who languish without spiritual understanding take up the sacred path of divine service after beginning to hear about the Supreme Person from those who are already conversant with the topics of transcendental life. Because they show an inclination to hear from authoritative sources, they also enter into everlasting life. O most worthy heir of the great King Bharat, please try to understand that the field of experience with its 24 subdivisions and the living beings who are aware of the field due to interacting with it, produced by their combinations, all the phenomena, both animate and inanimate, that fill up creation. Those who see clearly are able to perceive that the Supreme Divine Person loves every living being equally and remains forever alongside each individual. Such seers of the truth know that the Supreme Person and the infinity of living beings who are part and parcel of the Supreme remain unchanged, despite all mundane transformations, and are indestructible, even though all else may be destroyed. Those who are able to see the Supreme Person everywhere, as well as in the hearts of everyone, never cause themselves grief, and very quickly arrive at the supreme goal of life by entering into their eternal homeland, the sacred realm of the Supreme Person. The perfect vision of such souls leads them to understand that it is material nature which is responsible for all mundane phenomena, whereas the individual spiritual persons, being non-material, are never directly affected by mundane changes and are never personally productive of them. Such souls reach the platform of perfect understanding after coming to an awareness from authoritative evidence that all diversities have their origin in a single unitary source. Aware of the eternal and free from the contamination of mundane association, the individual soul can open up the doors to the region of infinite transcendence, even while dwelling within the material body. Just as the most subtle of elements, the ether, permeates the more gross ones, although remaining unmixed with any of them, so the eternal spiritual persons pervade the material bodies, but are never changed in their inherent natures by such association. My dear Arjuna, just as the shining sun pervades the entirety of creation with its brilliant rays, so the living soul pervades the body with the light of consciousness. Anyone whose eyes are illuminated with true wisdom and who understands the distinction between unconscious matter and conscious spirit is able to gain freedom from material influences and enter into the realm of perfect transcendence. Prabhupada. So, as Krishna says here, that the soul is the proper subject matter for study. The soul is what we should study. People are studying so many things, yeah? Yeah, they're studying economics and biology and rocket science and this and that, yeah? So many things they're studying. But Krishna says, no, you should study about the soul. And of course in this society, if you go to the university and you say, I would like to take a degree in soul science, they'll say, excuse me, we don't have that degree here, not possible. We can offer you physics and chemistry, but no soul science here, please. You must go somewhere else. So wherever you go, you won't find... These are the big universities. You know, the scholars, all the high-class men of the society. Yeah? You know, these are the people that go on to become the lawyers and the politicians and all that. But there's no soul science there at that university. So what does that mean? It means that we have a society of blind people. The blind people are leading the blind. All of them are blind. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that whatever a great man does, the common man will follow. So if the leaders are themselves blind, then what can be done for the common man? He doesn't know anything. He's being led by those that are blind. And today that is the situation. Our leaders are blind. Why? Because there's no soul science, no understanding of the soul.
No, yeah.
So it's a very ignorant society. Yeah. And with the ignorance comes darkness. Ignorance means darkness. Darkness means no understanding. No understanding of who am I, where do I come from, why am I here, where am I going? These 4 questions. No understanding. So that is like a body without a head. There's no direction, no guidance. Yeah.
No guidance.
Yeah, that's our society. No guidance, no direction, because there's no understanding of real knowledge. Who am I? Where do I come from? Why am I here?
Yeah.
Where am I going? 4 questions.
Yeah.
There's no education, there's no understanding.
No understanding.
So then everyone's running around like a lunatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're very busy.
Yeah.
Doing what? Going nowhere.
Yeah.
Very busy.
Busy, yeah.
The highways up and down, you can see every morning. Yeah?
everybody's
The
going
offices,
up
the
and
town,
down.
everyone is very, very busy.
It's going up and down.
Up and down, up and down. So every day they're busy. But what is that busyness? It's Prabhupada, he gives that example. It's like sometimes, when they catch the fish in a net, then all the fish are inside that net. They're already. But the fish are still kicking and that's good. They want to get out. Yeah? But they're caught. They're tight in that net. They're never going to get out. They can be like, hey, they're very busy. But they are caught. So the same thing, unless you have knowledge, all your activity, very, very busy. It's like that fish that's caught in the net. He's never free. He's never free. He's in jail. So all the busyness of the man that doesn't understand who I am, doesn't understand the soul, all his busyness, for his whole life, 50, 60, 70, 85 years, very busy.
Yeah.
That busyness is like that fish inside the net. Will that fish ever get out? No ways. He's caught. Same thing. So unless we get that understanding of who am I, number one, I'm the soul. That's my identity. I don't have 2 identities. I'm just one thing. I'm the soul. Inside this body. I'm inside this body. I'm like on a machine. Sitting on a machine. I'm not the machine though. This is knowledge. This is education.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that, you can be so busy for your whole life.
For the whole life, yeah.
So many plans and schemes and dreams.
Yeah.
But it's like that fish in the net.
Yeah.
He's busy, that fish.
Doing like
But
that.
he's got no chance of ever getting out.
No chance.
No chance. He's caught. Same thing with us. So this is the meaning of education. That is education. That's why Krishna says the proper object for study is the soul. They don't teach you that in grade 1, in standard 3, in standard 5, matric, or the university. They don't teach you anything about the soul.
Teach about the soul.
So what is that education? What is that? That is not education. That's miseducation. They're misleading the people. They're taking the attention away from the soul, isn't it? Away from God. Instead of towards the soul and towards God, they take it away. What is that? That's miseducation. They're misleading. Yeah? And what is the result? Madness. People are busy. But so many problems. Frustration, quarrel. Yeah? Because there's no understanding of who am I and what do I need. If you don't even understand who am I, how are you going to know what is good for you? How are you going to know what's going to satisfy you? You don't have the ABC even. Who am I? You don't know. Crazy society. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy individuals, crazy families, crazy community, crazy countries, all crazy. Fighting, quarrel, yeah. Like that. So this Bhagavad Gita is giving us very, very, very essential information. It's not that, okay, some people can read Bhagavad Gita and some people, no thanks, not for me. No. If you don't know that you're the soul, you're lost. You're lost. I went to school, I got my matric. I went to university. I got my degree.
Yeah.
How did it help me? Nothing. Why? Because they never taught me about soul. They never taught me about God. And my relationship with God. And who is God? What does he look like? What's his address? Who are his friends? What is he doing? Did I get that education at my school, at my university? Nothing. How did it help me? Nothing. It didn't help me. So I was in difficulty. A lot of difficulty. Everybody's in difficulty without that information. Some they don't realize, but the problem is coming. It's coming for sure. So that's why we need this society needs a revolution.
Yes.
Spiritual revolution. It's necessary because the doctor must take the sick person and make him well.
Well.
Yeah. This is what's needed. So Krishna is the supreme doctor. He sends the guru, he's the representative, the professor. He's the real professor. Not the professor there, PhD, this, that. He's not what does he know? Nothing about himself. He's not a professor.
Yeah.
The wise professor is the guru.
Is he,
It gives an example, as I was reading even this morning, that there's a rope of mercy, of love. That rope is tied to Krishna's foot. And the guru comes with that rope. And we are the souls, the fallen souls in this world. You know what's a well? A deep well. Very deep, dark well. We've fallen into that well, just like if you're walking in the field one day and you fall down into this well. It's you know what a well is, eh? You're supposed to get water from there. Sometimes it just goes very dark down there and you can't get out if you fall in. Yeah. Very dangerous, dark place, this material world. So we all fallen into that well. Yeah, how are you going to get out? How are you going to get out? It's very deep and dark in there. You can't get out. Who's going to get you out? The guru can get you out. He comes with that rope from Krishna, the rope of love and mercy, to come and pull you out that dark well.
Sure.
This is the guru. Because you cannot get out. You can't climb out, you can't do anything. You're stuck there. Guru comes, take my rope, the love and the mercy. Hold on tight. Hold on tight to my instructions. I'll pull you out from all this trouble. This is our situation. So we have to realize that. At first, a man must first realize that I'm in trouble. If he's thinking, no, I'm not in trouble, what can be done? He's fool number one. He's in a dangerous position, but he's thinking everything is good.
It's good. Yeah.
What is that? Oh, it's a very dangerous position. The first thing you've got to understand is I'm in trouble. This material world means trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. They give an example, it's like a prison. If you're in prison, is this a good life? Is this a good life? Is this first class life? It's not good life.
It's not good life.
You're in chains. You're captive. You got no freedom.
You get no freedom.
You're in jail. So, do you want to stay there? You want to stay in the jail?
No.
Is it nice there? You're making plans to stay. No thanks. This is our position. We are in the jail. This material world is called a prison house. Because we're not free. You want to live forever, isn't it? You want to enjoy, you want to be happy forever.
Yes, forever.
Can you do that here?
No.
No, sir. Death will come. You can't stop that. So you have no freedom. You have no freedom to get what you really want.
Yes.
This is a fact. What does that mean? It means you're in jail. You're in jail. And can you get yourself out of the jail? Can you jump the wall?
No.
No. Can you dig under the... No way. There's no way you can get out of this jail. We see some people are very desperate. They'll take their own life. They think that will get me out of the jail. No. That soul that commits suicide, in his next life, he becomes a ghost. That is the Lord's punishment.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you become a ghost. No gross body, just a subtle body.
Mm.
That's a very frustrating life. That's why you get what they call ghostly attacks.
Yeah.
I've been attacked like that myself.
Mm.
One time I was in Nepal, in a temple, sleeping, and a ghost attacked me.
Mm.
How do you know? Because I woke up, I couldn't speak.
Mm.
I couldn't speak. Yeah?
Sure.
Yeah, because the ghost, the spirit is inside my body.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because he wants to take my body.
Mm.
He doesn't have a gross body.
Oh, yes.
Therefore he's frustrated. He can't enjoy. He can't eat, taste nice things. No. So he wants another body. So he tries to get your body.
Oh, yes.
And he comes on the saliva.
Mm.
Yeah? When you're sleeping and the saliva comes, he comes there. I couldn't move. I was paralyzed.
Mm.
But eventually, because of my training, I called out the name, Krishna, Krishna. And he left.
Mm.
Because the ghosts, they don't want to hear the holy name.
Oh, yes.
They don't like the holy name. So Krishna saved me. Krishna and his name are the same. So this is it. Some people get so frustrated and unhappy in this material, in the prison. They want to get out the prison, yeah? So they think, let me take my life. But no, sir, that's not the way.
Yeah.
You are still caught within this material world. So it's like that dark, deep well.
Deep well.
Nobody can save you except Krishna and the Lord's representative. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody else in the prison can help you get out the prison. They're also prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah. One prisoner cannot help another prisoner out the prison. Yeah. So you need someone who's not in the prison to come and say, come, I will take you out.
I'll take you out.
But then what must you do? You must hold on tight.
Oh, yes.
Hold on tight to that rope. He's putting that rope down the well. Hold on tight.
Hold on tight.
This is what we must do with Guru. Guru's instructions are that rope. Do this, do that. Don't do this, don't do that. I'll get you out. I'll get you out of prison. But follow my instructions.
Yeah.
I am your life saver, your soul saver.
Your soul saver.
Everything, your life depends on me. Everything, otherwise you can stay in the prison forever. So how should you understand that man, that connection? With your whole life, your whole soul, you need to. Not give him 50%. No, sir. You've got to give him 100%, 110% to get you out of the jail. This is the guru-disciple relationship. Very, very special thing. Because otherwise you stay forever in the jail. Can anyone else get you out? No ways. So that's why Krishna says, study the soul, study the soul. This is the real thing to study. Yeah? Who am I? And to have an understanding that this is a miserable place. You know, we need to understand that. I mustn't be thinking that this place, this material world, is my playground. It's a fun place. I'm going to enjoy 100%. Nobody. Yeah? I'm the big enjoyer. If you think like that, we're finished.
Sure.
Why? Because you're not learning anything. Old age is there, disease is there, death is coming, but you're thinking, I'm enjoying.
No ways.
So what are you learning? You're in darkness. So you need to wake up. Whoa, this is not a place of enjoyment. There's a lot of problems here. Better I find the solution. Instead of thinking, no, it's just happy here. No. It's a party. No, it's not.
It's not,
It's a schoolroom. That means it's a place to learn. It's not a playground.
It's not a playground.
It's a schoolroom. That means I've got to learn. It's my time to learn now. I've got the human body. I'm not a dog and a cat. What can he learn? About the Bible and the Bhagavad Gita. What can he learn? He's not ready to learn. He's not so fortunate.
Yeah.
But I'm fortunate now. I've got the human body. Now it's time to learn. I'm in the schoolroom of the Supreme Lord. His classes.
Yeah.
Those are the classes I want to be at. I don't want to miss my classes. Yeah. Every day I must be at class. Yeah. Because that will take me out of this prison. So I need to be a good student, serious student,
Yes.
because I'm in a first class
Mm.
university.
Mm.
This University of Krishna, first class, top class.
Mm.
Highest education. In Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Raj Vidya. Raj means king. Vidya means knowledge. This is the king of knowledge, Raj Vidya. So I'm lucky. I'm at this top class university where I can learn the highest knowledge.
Highest note.
Wow, confidential knowledge. Wow. Let me be a good student. Let me be a good student. I'm lucky
Yeah.
to be at this university.
Yes.
Huh? Let me not lie around and go and lie on the bench all day
Yeah.
and sit in the canteen. No, study time, study time. That's how we should understand things, you know. So we're making progress.
Yeah.
We want to move, you know, move forward. We don't want to sit back,
Backwards.
backslide.
Yeah.
No thanks. I want to be an advanced person. Not a third class, 10th class fool.
Yeah.
Top class intelligent man means I want to make spiritual progress.
Spiritual
Yeah.
progress.
And there are very few of them today, unfortunately, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most of them, no, let me eat, sleep, mate and defend, Bryflace, rugby, TV, that's my life, and popcorn. 99% of the population. So we live in a world of ignorance. This world is full up of ignorance, full up of forgetfulness of Krishna. That's this world, isn't it? That's the place we find ourselves in.
Yes.
What can we do? But we don't have to be like that ourselves.
Yeah.
We can say, no, thank you.
Thank you.
Not for me, I've got another agenda,
Mm.
another program. Please, this one is not for me. I'm not signed up for this. We can still do that. Even if there's very few of us. Even if you're on your own, you can still do it.
Okay, so good.
Yeah, Krishna says. So, time to get serious, you know, about spiritual life. So we're going to read a little bit from Srila Prabhupada again.
Okay.
Excuse me. This article is called Don't Forget Your Real Business. This conversation between His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada and some of his disciples took place at New Brindaban, ISKCON's farming village in West Virginia, on June 24th, 1976. Srila Prabhupada, a child may not believe he will get the body of a young man. He may not know that in the future he will have to accept another life. But can his ignorance alter the fact? He may believe or not, it makes no difference. And similarly, if modern rascals say, I don't believe in a next life, I don't believe I'll have a next life, their ignorance does not alter the fact. Rascals, madmen, may talk like this, but the fact, the law of nature, remains. Karanam guna sangosya. According to the way you act, according to the modes of nature in which you become enmeshed, you will receive a suitable body in your next life. The real fact is, these rascals will have to accept a body just suitable to their spiritual development or lack of spiritual development. What they believe or do not believe makes no difference. Disciple. But what if they object? You want us to pull back from our industrial civilization so that we can spend more time preparing for our next life. But farm and village civilization might be too difficult for us. We'd rather go to the factory for 8 hours and then come home and enjoy life. Srila Prabhupada. No, you can enjoy life just as we are. We are eating and sleeping and so forth. Everyone does that in any event. But if you enjoy life in such a way that you forget your real spiritual business in life, is that intelligent? Your real business, now that you have received this human form, is to improve your next life. Regain your original spiritual form back home in the spiritual world. Anyway, you are going to have a next life. Now suppose that by your present actions in your next life, you have to accept the form of a dog. Is that success? So you must learn the real science. How? Instead of becoming an associate of dogs, you can become an associate of God. That is intelligence. That is success. Disciple. But in this present life, Why is it better, for instance, if we get our lighting by growing castor seed? What if we think we'd rather get our lighting by drilling for oil? Why is growing castor seed better than drilling for oil? Srila Prabhupada, you require a lighting of some kind. All right. So finish that lighting business as simply and quickly as possible. In the rest of your time, the time you have saved, pursue and perfect your self-realization. Learn about your soul and your relationship with the Supreme Soul. That is the ideal life. Take this child. He simply wants to play, not to become educated and cultured. He just wants to make some improvements on his toys or his ball playing. Is that very good intelligence? Disciple, no, from the standpoint of education, he's pretty much wasting time. But talking about wasting time, people on farms work some awfully long hours, Srila Prabhupada. Not on small family farms, say 4 acres or thereabouts. In the spring you work a month and a half or 2 months for planting, and in the fall perhaps a month and a half or 2 for harvesting. If you think improving your electrical arrangements is better than living the simple life, we have no objection. But if you forget your real spiritual business, is that intelligent? Disciple, it wouldn't be, no. Srila Prabhupada, that is our proposal. Your real business in life is how to become God conscious, Krishna conscious. If simply for improving your material condition, you forget your real spiritual business, is that intelligence? So this modern so-called intelligence is known as dushkriti. Kriti means resourcefulness, but do means sinful, harmful activities. You are utilizing your resourcefulness for harmful activities. Take, for example, these modern flesh eaters. Now, when uncivilized men living in the jungle need to eat something, they shoot arrows or they throw spears at some poor animal. And the animal dies and then they eat his flesh. These modern flesh eaters, though, instead of killing the animal by throwing a spear, have devised slaughterhouses with sophisticated machinery to kill the animal. You may think this is an improvement. Now we use our sophisticated machinery instead of throwing a spear. The old-fashioned method takes so much time, but now we can kill many, many animals per hour. This is your improvement? Just consider what fools and rascals people have become. They believe their slaughterhouses are an improvement, a milestone of civilization. When we were uncivilized, we were spearing some animal and eating his flesh. But now, although we are doing the same thing, killing some poor animal and eating his flesh, we have improved our technique for killing. This is going on as advancement of civilization. Do you think this is advancement of civilization? Now that you are living the simple life on this farm, now at last you are civilized. For instance, instead of killing the cow, you just take her milk, no killing, and then you make butter and yogurt and whipped cream and buttermilk and fried curd, all sorts of delicious preparations. This is civilization. But killing is sinful. You have no right to kill any creature, even an ant, because you cannot give that creature back his life. So killing is against the law of nature, the law of God. In the scriptures the Lord warns us, killing is an infringement on nature's law, my law. Killing innocent creatures is the most sinful activity. If you use your human resourcefulness to perform this most sinful activity, then you must suffer in your next life. Disciple, but we modern men don't believe our slaughterhouses are sinful. Srila Prabhupada, these nonsensical statements, we believe, we don't believe. If you are breaking God's most basic law, thou shalt not kill, then you are a rascal. So what difference does it make what you believe or don't believe? You are after all, a rascal. So it's interesting that, what you believe, what you don't believe doesn't matter. The truth is still the truth. So people may say, there's no next life. That's what he believes.
Yes.
But whether you believe or don't believe, there is a next life. And this life is meant to prepare for the next life.
The next life.
Yeah. If you don't prepare, you're wasting this life. Just like you said, if you don't understand that this life prepares you for the next life, then if you live like a dog, You live like a dog, you behave like a dog. Next life you can take a dog life, you can get a dog body. Krishna is not being unkind. It's your choice. Yeah? You want to live like a dog, you want to behave like a dog. All right, next life I'll give you a dog body.
Yeah.
This is science. It doesn't matter what you believe. Oh, I don't believe I'll get another body. It's not going to change. The child thinks, I can put my hand in the fire, I won't get burnt. Because he believes the fire doesn't burn. Does he?
Yes.
Does he not get burnt? No, he gets burnt. Yeah. So, you believe, you don't believe. Who cares what a fool believes? Are we interested what a fool believes or what he doesn't believe? It's not important. He's a fool.
Yeah.
What he believes and doesn't believe, we're not interested. But as Prabhupada says, yes, we need to have light. You've got to have light. You've got to have some cooking arrangement, some place to stay. That's true. But just simple. You don't have to spend your whole day and night making these things. Rather do the minimum, what I need, and the rest of the time for spiritual life. Get to know my soul and Krishna and my relationship with Him. That's our real business. And that prepares you for the next life. Because what do we want, actually? We want to finish up this business in the material world. We've had enough now. Coming back. Same problems. No solution. No progress. You come back, this body, that body. Cat body, dog body. No thanks. Let me get a spiritual body. No more birth, old age, disease and death. That kind of body I want next time. Like that. So I need to prepare. It's not going to happen automatically. Depends. What do you desire? What do you deserve? It's your choice. Yeah? You have the chance now, though. The chance is there because we got the human body. We can make that choice that I don't want any more material bodies. I want a spiritual body. I want to be with Krishna. That choice is now available to you. But you can choose. And if you don't choose, you can go back down. Dogs, cats. You can even next life become a mountain or a tree. It's possible. If you're very, very sinful. It's your own doing. You are preparing yourself. You're making those choices. So human life is very, very responsible. Very, very responsible life. And nobody can escape the responsibility. No, thanks, I don't want to be responsible. No, you're a human being. You're now responsible. Rather, accept the responsibility and make the right choice. The spiritual choice. And then we can be happy. We can be peaceful. We can solve the real problems. Hare Krishna.